There's something strange about flying back to a place you once called home, but now feels like a dream you can't fully remember. As the plane left the tarmac, I sat beside the window, silent as always. Lucy flipped through a travel magazine, excited like a tourist. But me, my heart was beating fast, too fast. What if they don't recognize me? What if I'm really just Victor? But deep inside, a voice whispered, "You are Femi, and your past is waiting." I was still lost in thought when a tiny hand touched my arm. I turned and saw him, a small boy no older than 5, big curious eyes, full cheeks, and a smile that felt familiar. He didn't speak, just stared at me, like he knew me from somewhere. Something in my chest moved, something warm, like peace and pain at the same time. I smiled back weakly, and for a moment we just sat there, quiet. Then his mother, Amanda, called out, "Femi, come back here." Femi? The boy looked up, then ran to her. Amanda. My heart stopped. She looked beautiful. Different, but still the same. She held the boy close, kissed his forehead, and looked around nervously. That was when he came. Tunde Lyon. He wore pride like perfume and money like skin. His hands rested on Amanda's waist, like he owned her, like he had bought her. They sat a few rows ahead of me. I kept my head down. But my eyes, they followed them. Especially the boy, my son. I didn't need a DNA test. The blood in him was mine. I felt it. Later, during the flight, I saw him again. He had wandered off, curious as ever, and came to my seat. I gave him my pen and drew a smiley face on his palm. He giggled. That laugh, that same laugh I used to love hearing from Amanda. Then boom! A hand grabbed the boy and shoved me hard. "What are you doing with my son?" Tunde shouted. Before I could answer, his fist landed on my face. The plane went quiet. Lucy screamed. Amanda rushed over. "Tunde, stop!" But it was too late. The pain wasn't from the hit. It was from the way Amanda looked at me like I was nobody, like I was a stranger. Blood ran from my nose, but I couldn't move. Not because of the hit, but because I had just touched my son, and he didn't even know.
I've seen galleries before. Small ones, big ones, dusty roadside ones where I used to display my charcoal sketches for just 500 naira. But nothing prepared me for the Lyon Gallery. Everything smelled like money. The walls were white like ice. The music was soft, classy. There was champagne, flashing cameras, important-looking people acting like they owned the world. But as I stepped inside, something in me shook. Paintings, hanging all around. One stopped me. It was mine. I couldn't remember painting it, but I knew every stroke, every shadow, every curve. My fingers started moving, like they were trying to remember how they once held the brush. I raised my hand, gently mimicking the brushstrokes in the air. The crowd faded. Time slowed. I heard Lucy's voice behind me. "You okay?" I nodded, slowly. "This piece," I whispered, "I feel like I couldn't finish." She leaned in, lowering her voice. Be careful. Word is, Mr. Lyon steals from real artists, rebrands it, sells it as his own. Dirty game. My stomach turned. The same man who punched me on the plane, the man married to the love of my life, was also parading my soul on these walls. Just then, I heard it. "Mommy, look, it's the man who drew on my hand." Femi Jr. ran toward me with open arms. I smiled, heart racing, but stopped myself. I bent slightly and gave him a nod. Nothing more. Behind him came Amanda. She froze when she saw me. Our eyes met, for the first time, properly. And in that moment, something passed between us. Something silent, something dangerous. She adjusted her dress, cleared her throat. "Hello, I'm Amanda Lyon." She said it like it hurt. Then she smiled quickly, trying to cover the crack in her voice. "My son's birthday is this weekend. You and your friend are invited." Lucy stepped forward. I could feel her looking at Amanda like a rival. "We'd love to," Lucy replied before I could speak. Amanda handed us an invite with her perfectly polished fingers, her wedding ring, shining like a warning sign. As she walked away, her fingers lingered a second longer than they should have on mine. Her perfume stayed in my nose, her voice stayed in my chest, but her ring stayed in my memory.